Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/ProRevenge, where OP witnessed a cheating wife's life absolutely get wrecked. Let's begin. I had the realization that I don't have anything in common with my old friends anymore. Posted by Reddit user Captain Indecisive.
I have been friends with the same group of guys for close to 20 years now. I consider myself extremely lucky that I can say that because I know there's a lot of people in this world that can't. That being said, there has been a lot going on within our friends group, and after a conversation with my wife last night, I have realized that I no longer have anything in common with these guys, and I'm really not as close to them as I've been telling myself for years. This line of thinking really began a few years ago when my career started taking off. I'm in the money-making years of my life, and I know I have worked extremely hard to get to where I am. However, when I look at the group of guys I run with, a lot of them have what I am going to call failure to launch syndrome. I've also heard people call it Peter Pan syndrome. That's not to say that these gentlemen do not have jobs and families, but when you speak to them or hang out with them, the conversations and actions seem like we're still 18-year-old guys. I can't really explain it, it's more of a feeling I have. It's the same thing every time I see any of them. Drinks back at the barn, shooting guns into the field, talking about construction, and in too many cases, politics. Do I like doing some of these things? Yes, sure, absolutely. Do I like doing them every time I go to see these people? No. I would say that almost all of them are borderline alcoholics and chain smokers as well. I purposely never wear nice clothes around them because I come home smelling like crap. There have been other things too. There was someone that got sent to the Shadow Realm just before the COVID shutdowns, which I think nobody properly addressed. Two of the guys and their girlfriends picked up some charges last year for a fight they got into over a spilled drink or something. One of the guys, I swear, is one step away from having his wife dress like the women in Handmaid's Tale. I try to tell myself that I'm just different than they are because of my experiences. I left home right after high school and joined the military. None of these guys did, so they have been essentially within the same 50 miles of where they had grown up the entire time. I am also the only one that is college educated. For some strange reason, because I don't want to throw around 80-pound cement bags for a living, I'm looked at differently. Please don't take this as me saying that I think I'm better than them, because it is not what I'm trying to say. I love these guys to death, and I really want the best for them, but what they think is their best for them is not what I want in my life, and I think that's okay. We essentially have 2 weddings back to back in this friend group within the next month. Neither couple can afford the wedding that they have planned, and from the report that I got from one of the bachelorette parties that my wife went to, is that there is a ton of infighting between everybody, partly due to the over-extravagance of these weddings. I am so thankful that there is no drama that my wife and I are specifically a part of. I'd rather hear about it than be in it. It did rather annoy me though that at the bachelorette parties my wife was asked how our relationship was. When my wife responded that everything was good and we were doing great, the other women basically called bullshit and tried to push my wife into gossiping about our relationship. She refused because there's nothing there to gossip about. I'm not saying my wife and I are the perfect relationship, but we do have great communication and support one another. Now I'm hearing rumors that some of these women are saying that I somehow control my wife because she didn't have any gossip about our relationship. To wrap this whole rant up, and I apologize this is so long, but I really had to get this out. My shame about feeling this way about these guys has been eating me alive for months. I am going to take a step back from these people after these 2 weddings this fall. I'm really tired of pretending that I have an interest in the things that they're talking about and doing. It's taking a toll on me, as you can see from this post, and I really just want to focus on the things that make me happy. I love camping, fishing, hiking, photography, aviation, some video games, and lastly, genealogical research. I would rather have 2 good friends than 20 acquaintances anyways. TLDR, I've outgrown my friends, their drama, and their way of life, and I want to get how I feel off my chest. Also, I have a form of dyslexia, so if you read this and it's missing words or sentence structure is not great, I apologize. I do my best.
It sounds like that you grew up, OP, and saw a different perspective on life, but unfortunately, they didn't. And I find that most people, including myself, outgrow their friends in childhood because they have different experiences and eventually change their values and principles. Such as life, OP. You don't need to cut them off, just go minimal contact. And now for today's second story. IT ProRevenge on cheating wife, posted by Reddit user Coulda Shoulda Woulda.
Someone posted a story earlier that was a bit too close to a true story that I was involved in. I previously shared it as a comment in another sub and thought I'd share the real story. This took place before smartphones were omnipresent. I had a friend, we'll call him Bob, that was suspicious of his wife's social circle. One of her closest friends had been caught cheating and tried to throw her under the bus as well. Bob had no proof and things settled down for a while. Bob was an IT professional and very good with computers and networks. Nearly a year later, Bob's wife is acting shady again after her high school reunion. He confides in me and we talked through some scenarios. He jokingly mentioned a keylogger. He finally asked me to just drop it and most of all don't tell anyone, not even your wife. A couple months pass and I'm up early, 5:30 to 6, getting ready for work. I got a Facebook Messenger notification and saw that I've been sent a link from Bob, but it's a group chat. It's literally everyone we know, her family, his family, our friends, strangers, everyone. I didn't open it. It looked like a phishing link even though it came from him who's extremely cautious. A short while later, I got an email from Bob with some ominous and unsavory comments and the same link. It's a group email with the recipient's open copied, his wife's work, her family, her friends, his family, other people I didn't know. I knew it was legitimate now, so I opened it. The link was to a hastily made website containing pictures and videos of his wife and another man. This wasn't hidden camera footage, it was screenshots including video screen captures. Weeks worth of screenshots. He had captioned each item with snarky comments and colorful names for his wife and her lover. It was an embarrassing amount of evidence. Videos of her masturbating with her lover, chat logs about how they can't wait to fuck again. Solo masturbation videos of her and him, tons of pictures and the straw that broke the camel's back, trash talking her husband to her lover, comments about how much bigger and better he was, her efforts to stroke her lover's ego were especially hurtful. I dropped what I was doing and called him. He was drunk and combative. He had been up all night making the website and drowning in liquor. Not one good word to say about women in general. He was extremely emotional, but after some work, I had convinced him to take the website down before it does irreparable damage to his marriage, their careers, and his children. As he's sobbing and logging in to remove the website, I hear loud yelling as she bursts into the room. A screaming match ensues and there's nothing I can do to pull him back. Apparently, her mother or sister saw the page, blew up her phone until she woke up and answered. She saw the website and went on the offensive. The phone call drops after 30 seconds of her screaming while Bob is calling her a whore and I can't contact him again. The website was still up for the rest of the day and he was kind enough to put a view counter on it. Hundreds of people watched her masturbating with a married former classmate. Bob had done his homework. He installed a keylogger that records the whole screen. When he was out, she would log into the PC and or Facebook and play with her boyfriend. Bob had found her lover, his family, his wife's family, his job, etc., etc. All these people were included in the Facebook and email groups. I do not know what became of her lover and his marriage, but I do know what happened to Bob's life. His wife was desperate to make amends. She tried and offered everything. In the end, it was her comments about her lover and his prowess that were her undoing. Bob tried to take her back, even after all his friends and family had seen her naked and cheating. But he couldn't get over the comments about his manhood. Bob eventually left her, gained about 100 pounds and then finally moved as far away as possible and became a horrible human being. I have no idea what he's doing now as he went scorched earth with most friendships and his family. She's gross and has a face shaped like a bowling ball now, line forms at the rear. TLDR, former friend sets a trap for his unsuspecting cheating wife. He then shares all the pictures and videos with her friends, family, employer as well as the boyfriend's wife, family and employer. Many lives were ruined.
His mistake was trying to reconcile with her. This woman destroyed this man, and I hope that he went to therapy and could make amends to the people that got caught in the blast. As for his wife, well, she deserves all the humiliation that she got. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.